Despite owning a Super Nintendo back in the day, I never played Super Castlevania IV until now. Now that I've finally experienced it, here are my thoughts. After playing the first 3 Castlevanias in the past couple of months, I was happy to be able to whip in 8 directions instead of just 2. This opens the gameplay up to many more possibilities. It's nice to be able to get rid of a foe from a platform underneath, instead of having to face it head on, though it did feel like cheating a little bit. I also enjoyed the new move where you dangle the whip. It's like an offensive shield against enemies that are too awkward to hit with the snap of the whip. Hey, that rhymes. The biggest change from the first 3 Castlevanias is that everything is bigger. The stages, the bosses, and the enemies. Though the bats are still small and annoying. Simon Belmont is not only larger, but he looks like he's been working out. Back in the day, this game must have felt like a big graphical upgrade. But after playing many similar sized platformers over the years, nothing in Castlevania IV leaves me in awe, graphics wise. It just feels like a Castlevania game with large sprites. In addition to the size, the game also adds many special effects that could not have been done in previous games, such as spinning rooms and the ability to jump into the background. Once again, these parts must have looked magical back in the day, but they don't do much for me today. The game does deliver on atmosphere. The look of the stages convey a dreadful feeling, and the fantastic music sends it over the top. Here's a few of my favorite tunes. In terms of difficulty, I wasn't too impressed at first. I easily played through the first few stages without breaking a sweat. There's not as many cheap areas where you fall off the bottom of the screen. And killing enemies is easy thanks to the ability to whip in 8 directions. And there's plenty of health items laying around. You just have to keep whipping the walls. The boomerangs are once again the most powerful weapon, and if you can hang onto them without accidentally picking up some other weapon, you can plow through the bosses very easily. Later in the game, the difficulty does intensify. As the checkpoints get further apart, the bosses become harder, and the food items become more scarce. So here's my final opinion of Super Castlevania IV. I enjoyed it, but not enthusiastically. For some reason, I believe Castlevania 1 and 3 are more fun. I also feel Bloodlines on the Genesis is a tad more fun than this one. But regardless, Castlevania IV is a beautiful platformer, and is another fantastic entry into the Castlevania series. This rating is a measurement of how fun it is to play this game today, compared to all other games. Basically, this game is more fun than most games out there. See the description for more details.